Hi everyone, welcome to Community Distance Reiki. I'm Danielle Stimpson. I'm so glad that you're here today. If you are new here, welcome in. If you're returning, welcome back. And if you're watching this on the replay, you're going to have just as fun and healing a time as if you were here live. But if you would like to join us live, check out the description below. All of my regular days and times for streams are listed there. You can also subscribe with notifications on so you don't miss an opportunity. If you are here live, go ahead and click that live chat button and make any requests that you happen to have for your personal wellness and really any goals that you have. We'll start off for the first 45 minutes, maybe a little bit more, we'll see. Building a beautiful crystal grid to support all of the requests that everyone that's here live has. And right after that, we will turn the lights down, turn the music up, and transition to sending you Reiki whenever and wherever you happen to be. Thank you so much for being here. You can learn more about me, my online Reiki classes, community Discord, social media, and crystal shop, all in the description below. So let's go ahead and say hi to everyone in the chat. So glad all of you are here today. Okay, so let's see who we have. Oh, good stuff. Let me turn this brightness down just a hair for us. There we go. We'll leave that there. We're starting off today with what we had at the center of our grid for Friday. We always start off with a little bit of copper. Helps to break up the blockages, get the energy flowing. We have some pyrite for intuition, protection, again to help the energy flow and also to call in some financial success, as well as citrine to help very much with that financial success. That's been a request from a lot of you. We also have some peridot. This helps with breaking up cycles and patterns that are not in our highest good. It also helps with reaffirming and establishing new friendships with folks who do support the good positive habits and cycles and changes for us. And last but not least, some pink tourmaline, which deepens our heart center's ability to hold love and really unconditional love. So we're starting off there, and let's see who we have here today. Bring over my other screen. Hey everybody, JS, good to see you. Cora Carr, Chris, Grace, Maricela, Vincent, and future someone, good to see you. Key, great to see you. Fiad Luna, wonderful to see you. Blue Sky, good evening to you as well. Thank you all so much. And thank you all so much for those of you who literally chilled out with me on Friday night. For those of you who weren't there Friday night, my heat went out and it just went on late last night, and it just really has been stable on for just a few hours. There's been some electrical stuff. It's been a weekend over here. So thank you all so much for hanging out with me on the very chilly Friday evening here. Prudence Jane, welcome back. It's good to see you and happy birthday. I'm so glad you told us. So let's go ahead and dive in and keep this crystal grid a-going. But yeah, I am warm and safe and happy now. So let's see. Creating a welcoming space for yourself, literally and in life in general, finding joy, shaking off expectations. Ooh, I really like that. Really like that, like just kind of embracing what's coming your way. I love that. Okay, so let's dive in. Letting go of expectations and just finding joy in the present moment. That reminds me a lot of Herkimer Diamond, so let's bring that in. I just saw them. I'm a little discombobulated today because having had the heat off all weekend, I was mostly curled up on a heating pad with the cats until just like a few hours ago. But yeah, Herkimer is one of the most fantastic stones for just being in the present moment. It helps us if we are manifesting, like asking the universe for something or working towards a goal, to sit in that moment and think about when we're asking for what we want, to think about how it impacts the others between us and that goal. It's a very harmonious way to ask for what we want, asking for it to be good for everyone, but also it balances discordant energies. It opens up that intuition so that when you start to feel those like things that you've been asking for, if they start to show up, it's easier for you to notice or to notice those opportunities so you can act on them. It's also fantastic for metabolism. And I know a few of you really struggle with that. So I'm going to bring that in. But this is great for when you're wanting to make changes and you're like, I want to be open to like the best version that this can be, and not necessarily like a very direct, it has to look exactly this way, which is really the way that I ask for things. I find it more harmonious, but especially being in the present moment with that and just enjoying what is today, that's a great stone for it. A great space for you too. Last time, and for the last few times for you, we've used tourmalinated quartz. This can be a great stone of finding new ways to earn money, whether it's new job, new career, or just new streams of income, new gigs, new opportunities. It's also fantastic for protection during travel and breaking up any scar tissue internally and externally. So that's like, and also like emotionally. So any kind of like, oh, it's always going to look like this. It's like breaking up those ideas of, oh, but it could look something totally different. It can feel totally different this time. I feel like this is great for a lot of that. It helps to break up the what we expect. Open up possibilities for us. And what else do I feel like would be good here? Actually, I'm going to go with Amazonite. Amazonite helps us expand how we see ourselves, and it helps us expand up, especially if we can put a little bit of a sort of a cap on ourselves and thinking, oh, this is where I want to set my goal, but really you are capable of setting it way farther out. But sometimes we play a little bit small. Sometimes we don't realize we're holding back because we just don't see our capabilities or we don't see our worth. Green aventurine rather. Green aventurine can be really, really helpful with that. So let's bring in green aventurine. It's a heart-centered stone. It's very much a heart stone. And it helps us to grow our sense of compassion for self too, I feel, but more like seeing ourselves as bigger than we've thought before. I feel like that could really help. And finding joy. We usually work with yellow calcite, and I did see a mention for Patty, and hello Patty if you're watching. Let's go ahead and bring in that yellow calcite that brings in joy and happiness. That joy for life. This is a stone that helps to empower the solar plexus chakra, which is our center of self, our will, our identity. Who am I? What do I want to bring forward with me? This helps us find joy in who we are and to move forward out of that joy, which really touches on every aspect of life around us, the people, the places, the things, the opportunities. So we'll go ahead and bring that in too. This is the stone we've been working with for quite a bit. And why not? It's a good one. Awesome. I'm glad that you're here. And let's see. Definitely that can help with self-worth. I feel like we're all having a lot of overlap in our intentions, as always happens. Oh, wish Patty a happy birthday for tomorrow. Happy birthday, Patty. So many good birthdays. We're in... I think we're still in Sagittarius season. We're edging into Capricorn. Yeah, we're like right on the cusp there. Yeah, I'm a Capricorn. I'm next month. Okay, cool. Yep, heat is fixed, finally. The cats are enjoying too. Let's see. Just peeking through everyone's request. Gotcha. Okay, so kind of got some of the requests down. So where are we gonna go? Definitely feel bloodstone. Bloodstone is definitely an emotional stuff hits the fan stone. It's emotional stamina and perseverance, but it can also help when we're feeling intense self-doubt and help to let go of that. This is also called heliotrope in some places. I often see it referred to as heliotrope in books from the UK. But yeah, it also lifts despair and helps us to focus during meditation. So this can be helpful a little bit, at least for Korokara's request for Psychopomp. This can be somewhat helpful for that. But yeah, this is generally just quieting a very busy mind. And the holidays, I mean, they're a tough time. Even if you have good circumstances, it brings up a lot. So bloodstone is a good stone to have around for the holidays, but I feel like a lot of folks are mentioning things like self-doubt, and this can be really helpful. But yeah, emotional perseverance. Anytime you're moving along the path and you just feel like I need a break, I need an emotional break, that's a fantastic stone. We've also got Return of Patty's Cat. And also for grief, we have Jet. We've been using Jet for that for a while. This is a type of fossilized wood that's been fossilized very quickly through high heat, usually like volcanic activity, sometimes intense fire. But it helps us to be present with grief while not being overwhelmed by it or being numb to it. So we can actually kind of process it. But it's also thought to be helpful for finding lost animals and attracting them back. So let's do some Jet here and here. For, let's see. Also for self-worth, we usually do use Amazonite for self-worth. Let's use a slightly different one than we usually do. Let's use one of the darker ones. Let's use a heart-shaped one. Amazonite helps with, this is the caregiver stone, and I feel like this is such a common one recently because we have so many caregivers that hang out here, which I'm not surprised at in the least. And that's whether that's your like chosen career or just how you are as a person. If yours is the phone that rings when stuff is happening in your loved ones' lives, this is probably a good stone to work with. Overall, though, it can help with seeing ourselves, our loving, caring selves, as also being worthy of and deserving the same level of care and support of those that we show others. So it can help remind us that we are worthy of that. It's also very calming. It helps with the spinal nerves and the spine itself. So sciatica, spinal stenosis, things like that, this can be really helpful for. So let's go ahead and put this heart-shaped one right here and this one right here. And for your mother for prosperity, stepdad for colon cancer, we've been using rutilated quartz for him. So there we go. And rutilated quartz is thought to send the energy exactly where it needs to go. It also helps to balance the mind and body, especially that connection can get really just thrown for a loop when we're going through some really intense diagnoses. Like it kind of hits us like a ton of bricks out of nowhere kind of thing. This is also a stone that has classically been thought to help folks with cancer. It's thought to direct the healing exactly where it needs to go. It also helps to amp up your energy and helps you to regain energy after you've been ill or injured or getting treatments. So this is also a good one for just cold and flu season, and we're having one heck of a flu season. So this is a good one for helping us stay well and keep our energy up and not get run down, and also to get our energy back after we have been ill. So we'll go ahead and we'll bring in a little bit of both. And I do wish you and him all the best. And for prosperity, we definitely have lots of prosperity stones in here. Hey Vic, it's good to see you. Healthy boundaries, absolutely. Jay, you have a friend going into surgery tomorrow. Wish her intentions for gentle healing and recovery. Absolutely, we can support that. As I look through the requests here, and I think about Korokar's stepdad, I feel like shungite could be really helpful. Oh, there's a kitten that might want to join me. You want to come up? Let's take the kitten elevator. Yeah, Hattie. What you doing? Okay. A little bit of purring for you all. Oh, yeah, you can stay here. Or jump down. Whatever you want to do. Never gets old, does it? No, it's super cool. Yeah, shungite can help with, as I see the request for surgery and things like that and getting through it okay. Shungite is one for physical recovery and tissue repair, but also for stress and emotional stress. And so this comes to mind when I was thinking of Korokar's stepdad too. This is also a stone that I often use for anybody who's sensitive to energy, anybody who's empathic, whether it's to other people's energy or electronic energy. Some folks are very sensitive to like the energy that computers put out or anything like that. This is a great stone for that too. This is shungite. Yeah, let's go ahead and bring that in. So I think that'll help both. Hey Heart, good to see you. And cats are going nuts. They're so happy that it's warm now. They're like finding their playfulness. Yeah. Oh, and now I have another kitty joining me. So you will hear the purrs of Gertie. Okay. Spiritual psychic protection, something to cut attachments to old patterns and beliefs. Absolutely. Old patterns and beliefs is definitely the peridot. We also mentioned the shungite can be really helpful, but I'm going to bring in the red tiger eye. Red tiger eye is highly protective, and I know this, the Heart, you usually ask for something around this too. It's highly protective of even like mundane stuff, like bad family patterns and like coworker dynamics, like triangulation and nitpickiness and bullying, all the way up to like malevolent spiritual stuff. So this can be helpful for all of it. Cutting cords, keeping other people's energy at bay. So we'll bring this in. Also cutting cords is tourmalinated cords. We'll bring in this red tiger eye here. Let's do this way. Yeah, it has been quite the weekend here. So let's see. And I will think of other ones for old patterns and beliefs too. And thank you, Fiat Luna. The kitties are very happy about the adoption. I don't know if they've noticed, but I have. Smoking cessation, absolutely, and metabolism is unakite. Unakite is like one of the #1 stones that I've heard anyone go to for smoking cessation. Also amethyst, which I'm going to add in today. I feel like that hits a lot of notes that I'm seeing in the comments. This is a stone also of anything having to do with women's health, from fertility to menopause and all points in between. It's everything having to do with women's health. So, look at you being such a good girl. And all the best quitting smoking. I did it many years ago. I did it right as I was, right before I started Learn Reiki Philadelphia back in 2008. I quit smoking finally for good. Here we go. We'll also bring in, for your friend who had the stroke, this is blue kyanite. Now, where a lot of you are mentioning like self-worth and things, blue kyanite also brings in another energy that can be helpful for that. This is like radical self-acceptance. Like no matter what, you're going to be accepting and feel a sense of pride for yourself, no matter what kind of shame has been hurled at you or internalized over the years. It's also helpful for things like stroke and anything that's impacted the parts of the brain, specifically with mobility and speech, as well as understanding the intuitive messages that we get. So let's put that here. So I feel like that helps a lot of what we're seeing. I'm sure you can hear that purring. Okay, let's bring in that amethyst. Amethyst is a good one for boundaries, especially as far as like self-respect, but also for any kind of self-improvement, So if you're looking to hold better boundaries or have a better sense of self or say no more, anything, this can help you with that. I think of it as like the beginner stone of spirituality, and even if you've been on the spiritual path a long time, this can help open up new avenues to experience spirituality or new ways of thinking or approaching it. But yeah, this is one that is often linked with habits like smoking or really any kind of addiction. This could be really helpful. So let's bring this in, and let's put it underneath the Amazonite. We might even just move those up. There we go. Okay. Heart healing, depression, and a great week ahead. You got it. So we'll bring in the Aqua Aura, which can really help bring in stability and joy for things like depression and seasonal affective disorder. A lot of us have been working with this for a while. And we'll bring this in. Let's see. Oop, there's a little cat paw popping up. Okay. And we've also got Lepidolite can help to stabilize emotions and can be really supportive, really supportive, especially if we're feeling kind of emotional roller coastery. It's one that it's actually lithium mica, so it's actually used as a prescription in mental health. This particular specimen also has Amazonite in it, So it kind of goes perfectly with a lot of what we're asking for. But yeah, this is also a good, like, do I stay? Do I go? What's the best thing to do for myself? Emotional support, emotional balance kind of stone. Let's go ahead and bring that in. We'll bring in one. Well, let's bring in the piece that has more Amazonite with it too. There we go. For now, at least we'll place this here. There we go. Heart healing, I think we're gonna do. Got some ideas for that. Let's go ahead and do some. Let's put in some jade. We might have to finagle some things to do that. So jade is a blessing on every conceivable level. Good fortune, good relationships, prosperity. I usually think of it as like a very highly sacred all-purpose stone. And it was actually with Cora Carr and Vincent that we were reading through and discovering how it was used in South America, which I wasn't even aware of. I know how it's used in China, but I was less aware of how it was used in South America, and used in very similar ways for the most part, but sacred in China and the indigenous people of the Americas, so that says a lot. There we go. So that is jade. And we'll do our best to like keep evening this out as we go. Cool. And so we've also got rhodochrosite, moonstone, cinnabar, and something for fatigue and headaches. Fatigue and headaches, rutilated. Here, these are getting a little bit squished in here, so let's find a better place for these. Let's use this really cool piece of rutilated quartz and place it in the center. There we go. That helps. That absolutely helps headaches as well as stamina and energy. So I hope that that's helpful for you. We have the peridot, chrysoprase, moonstone. Moonstone helps with, definitely with attracting love. So I saw somebody requesting that. This is also connection to divine cycles, divine wisdom. Another stone that's strongly connected with women and women's health, but also intuition. So as we are coming up on a new moon in Capricorn and things, this can be a very helpful stone. Anytime you're doing any work with the lunar cycles, this can be helpful. But I often think about it as being very connected with the High Priestess card and the tarot. Also another stone of protection during travel. And I know a lot of people travel this time of year, so let's go ahead and put these right here with our unakite. There we go. Chrysoprase helps us with overcoming disappointment and having follow through, especially after something hasn't gone our way, or if we're on like a longer course of working towards a goal. And sometimes along that long course of working for a goal, we're like, I'm never going to get there. You just get to that point where you're like, I'm never going to get there. I feel like I'm not, oh, I'm putting my hand out. You're grabbing it. You got it. It feels like, oh my goodness, I don't know if I can keep going. I feel like I've not made any progress. I feel like I'm on this treadmill. And this is a stone that helps us to see the progress we've made so far. And it gives us a little bit of a moment to take heart in all of the progress we've made. Also, if we do have a disappointment, a setback, something goes wrong, something changes in our timeline of expectations, this is a stone that can really help us see that all of the work we put in wasn't for nothing. We're still farther ahead than we started, and the energy we put out is still helping us get to our next place. And you just want my hand with your paws. Yes, you do. So let's put these around with the red tiger eye. We've also got white and red coral. Red coral is very protective of women and a great stone for dispelling misogyny, especially in, now you're grabbing the, what are you doing? There you go. Especially in workplaces. Any place that a woman is relegated, not listened to, not taken seriously, in any way, shape, or form kind of put down. This is a great buster of the glass ceiling, and also one that can help a woman's voice be heard and seen as equal. And white coral helps us with sticking to our spiritual purpose, our soul's purpose, without distraction and without... It's good to take in feedback from those we love, yes, and sometimes it's just not. Sometimes it's not so much constructive feedback, criticism, or well wishes that maybe just sound a little harsh to accept. Sometimes it's just playing on all of those things that help us feel like, oh, I can't really do that. No, I don't know why I was thinking I could do that. No, this puts you back on course for what you need to do spiritually. And for that, it can be really great alongside green aventurine for sure. And, oh yeah. And last but not least, flower blossom agate helps us to blossom and bloom into the next great version of ourselves. So we'll go ahead and we'll place this here. We will make some room. Yes, we will. We always do. There we go. Cool. I'm glad that you are here. And oh, absolutely. Hello to your daughter. I'm glad that she's here. We can totally include her. Crown and root. Okay, cool. Definitely seeing some losing weight. Also, psychopomp help. Both of those, especially whether they're together or separately, they're both impacted by the same stone, and that is iolite. Iolite helps with any kind of visionary meditation. So psychopomp, which is another way of saying that, is like shamanic journeying. There's also, if you're somebody who mediums in a visual context, or you see things in your dreams, or you see things while you are reading cards or anything like that, this can be very helpful. It also helps with grounding enough to get some good solid sleep, free of intuitive influences kind of keeping you up. Often used for weight loss. It's a popular stone for that, if that's your intention as well, and also for fevers. So we'll bring iolite in. Let's see, where can we find a place for our iolite? Let's put Jet over here. works. Okay, so we've got iolite for that. And I'm seeing Kundalini awakening, and I'm also seeing like root chakra and physical stuff, as well as crown chakra, third eye chakra. That's gonna be aragonite with blue Caribbean calcite. This helps with those lower chakras like the root and the earth star, which is feeling safe, secure, and being able to act upon the things at hand, the things that we need to do to make our soul's purpose actionable, to step forward in life. It's also extremely helpful because that's what aragonite does. It's the brown in these stones. The blue in these stones is better for the crown, third eye, and especially the soul star, which is our spiritual purpose, our connection to enlightenment and all that is. And as such, it's really both sides of the chakra system at the same time. So it's thought to help allow that energy to flow and allow us to reach enlightenment and have that ascension energy. So if you're looking to rise the Kundalini in the body, this is a fantastic stone to help you do that. It will not only help optimize that flow of energy, it'll allow you to move that energy, but without being quite so triggered or frightened by it, because it can be a really intense experience. So we'll bring this in. We'll bring one here, another one here. Aragonite is also fantastic for all kinds of physical healing too, so that's good to have. It really helps to facilitate acting on your intuitive impacts, your intuitive guidance. What are you doing, little one? And making sure I'm not missing anything. Rhodochrosite and cinnabar. Let's see. Rhodochrosite, and let's do cinnabar. The perfect season for cinnabar. This is one that helps with business. This is one that helps to attract customers, whether it's clients, customers walking into a retail establishment. Very careful with this stone. It is mercury, so we'll kind of put that out there, but we'll put this into our center of all things abundance. Let's see. I feel like, yeah, right there is good. Rhodochrosite, pardon me as I kind of like peek around for it. What else do we have here? Well, rhodochrosite can be a phenomenal stone for balancing child and parent bonding. Any kind of parental bonds, any kind of parental trauma healing, this can be helpful for. It's also helpful for the heart, the cardiac system, circulatory system, as well as quite a bit of intuition, whether it's ancestors or even deceased pets. If you're looking to connect and commune with them, this can be the stone to reach for. I often use it for asthma and stress headache. So this is another one that can help support the headache request that we had. So we will definitely bring this in. And I mean, if ever there's going to be a time for parental traumas to come up, the holidays is kind of them, right? So we will go ahead and bring this in. Kind of want to bring this right into our, now let's do this. Yeah, that feels good. That feels fantastic. So glad you are here. We also have and I will get to everyone, I promise. making stream of passive income, absolutely tourmalinated quartz. That's one that really helps us to see other avenues and attract other avenues of financial abundance, whether it's gigs, whether it's something on the side, something in the background. Absolutely helpful for that. Hair and nails. Martha, good to see you. I didn't see you sneak in there. I hope you're doing well. New beginnings, good health. Okay. Absolutely. Let's bring in some howlite. Howlite helps with teeth, hair, and bones for sure. So definitely nails in that as well. It's also one that I use in general for joints and anything orthopedic. I have issues with absorbing calcium, and this can be a great stone for that. It's also a superb stone for anger and resentment, so this can be really helpful for that. It helps us to take those feelings and kind of neutralize them just enough to be actionable on what they're telling us. I mean, they can be really volatile emotions, absolutely. But when we look at what we're angry about or what we're resentful about, we can feel a little bit more motivated to stand up for ourselves and say, hey, this is what has to shift, rather than just be explosive. So yeah, but this has always been linked with teeth, hair, bones, so definitely nails too. So let's go ahead here. Yeah, this is always such a beautiful group. Okay, and I saw another list of stones in here. I want to make sure I get it. Ah, Chris. So we have peridot. We have rutilated. We have Herkimer. We have aqua aura. We have blue kyanite. We have aragonite with blue Caribbean calcite. We have iolite. So we just need ametrine, sapphire, and hematite. Okay, cool. Let's go ahead and dive into ametrine first. So amethyst and citrine form together underground, and when there's the right amount of heat and pressure, amethyst will turn into citrine and get this sort of orangey color to it, a deep orange, almost like a brown. And this isn't the best specimen as far as showing it, but it is, you can see some of what was here is still amethyst. Some of what was deeper in there is actually still clear quartz, and that purple amethyst in there and just part of this specimen was turned into citrine. This makes this specimen ametrine. So it's like a combination of both, and then with a bit more of a spiritual oomph to it. So citrine helps with attracting material abundance, balancing intuition and logic, and as we mentioned with amethyst, helpful with self-improvement, but in a positive way rather than self-deprecating. Also does help the beginnings of boundaries and things too. Let's see. Hematite. Let's do that. Hematite is exceptionally grounding, and when I say long thought, I mean thousands of years. It's been thought to help purge energy that's not helpful in the physical levels and in the mental emotional. This is one that was used to help basically purge people of the things that were in their body that didn't seem like they needed to be there. It starts with hema because it's got iron in it, so it looks like blood. So hema being a Greek prefix for, blood. But this is thought to help take what is within and help to let it go, going back to the earth and allowing us to clear our energy, feel more connected, and able to act on our soul's purpose a little bit more easily. So it can be very, very grounding. And that's a good thing, because sapphire can be a difficult stone to work with if we're not used to having a grounding practice. Okay, so let me grab the sapphire. Sapphire is intensely intuitive. It's a stone that if you're working with mediumship or something, grab it. Absolutely an excellent stone. It helps us to strengthen our intuitive connection. It helps us to take the messages that we're getting, if we want to take the messages we're getting intuitively and make them more easily understood to the person we're conveying them to, or to help take the messages we're getting and almost translate them to a client. So if you're doing tarot readings or anything, this is a great stone to have around. But again, for things like that, just make sure you're using a grounding stone, because this can be very unbalancing. I'm going to go ahead and put that with the blue kyanite so that we can help understand those messages that come through. And it is hilarious over here. The cat keeps grabbing for my hand and putting her paw over it. Gonna share me? No, you're not gonna share. Okay. So I think we've got everything you asked for. Yeah, we did. Okay, great. I'm so glad that you're here. Oh, thank you. Let's see. Around chakra and root chakra, we got that. Around attracting best possible jobs. Absolutely. Definitely tourmalinated quartz. I'm also going to bring in some lapis, because that can also help us in job searches and things, especially like moving upward in career, as well as honesty and integrity. So if you're looking for a job, these are like the things you would probably want in a workplace. Honesty, integrity, openness. Here's what's going on. Here's what we need. It's very clear communication. It's also great for pain and inflammation and for getting organized. So let's go ahead and bring this in, and all the best for finding the best possible jobs for Blue Sky. Thank you for being here. Protection, we definitely have some shungite, some red tiger eye. Let's bring in some black tourmaline. This helps to repel any energy that's not in alignment with our highest good. This is a stone that I always recommend for anyone who's even the slightest bit empathic. If you're going to a situation or a place where there's going to be a lot of energy around, and you tend to feel either drained afterwards or just sort of spiky and like, oh, I just don't feel good after I hang around these folks, or I feel so drained, this is a great stone. It's very easy to work with. You just put it in your environment. It does require some pretty regular cleansing, which you can always do by just putting it near some salt or Epsom salt. And there's future someone's request. So, Sodalite, Kunzite, leopard skin. Finding a new place to live, absolutely. I'm going to keep researching that too. I'm going to go with, and I would definitely say tourmalinated quartz with finding a place to live too. Sodalite helps with the throat chakra. It helps with being able to communicate clearly and speak the truth openly and honestly, it helps with speaking in a way that you can be heard, and it aids with, especially if you're doing anything like a instructive speaking, like if you're teaching, explaining how something works, that type of public speaking, this can be particularly helpful. But yeah, Sodalite is everything having to do with the throat chakra and being able to speak and communicate clearly, but also express yourself clearly. So I often see this used by friends of mine who might be musicians. They find that it really helps with expressing themselves musically as well. So let's see. Let's do here, Sodalite. Leopard skin jasper is fantastic for anything that has to do with the skin, as well as anything having to do with animals. So these little fuzzy babies here. This can be very helpful with attracting a soulmate, as can Moonstone. This is also connection with your animal guides. So if you work with your animal spirits, if you work with the animals, like the physical animals that live and breathe around you, like the little creatures here with me, this is everything having to do with the animal kingdom spiritually and physically in this realm. Where do we want to go? Let's put you with the Moonstone. Kunzite I have. Fuchsite I don't. Kunzite I have. This is a beautiful stone of everything heart-centered. This is one that I think of when it's like we want to spiritually transform what our heart-centered energy is. It's almost like a very etheric, unconditional love, like love of spirit, love of angels. It's one of the stones that I consider angelic, even though other folks don't really think of it that way. They think of mostly angelite and celestite, which are both excellent for the angels. But this is a very high vibrational love frequency, which can be protective in its own right, just then it is such a high vibration, it tends to be off-putting to anything that's a lower vibration. But overall, it helps us to deeply purge any kind of patterns, beliefs, and things that are heart-centered and replace them in a way that fundamentally shifts how the energy flows through our heart center. Absolutely love it. Let's go ahead and put cinnabar here, ametrine there, and actually have a kunzite bracelet that maybe I'll start bringing closer to where we're doing our work, so we can put that in here. Ooh, are you gonna slide off? You are. We may have to, let's see. I feel like that's going to go in its own little way. So let's do this. There we go. Okay, cool. I think we're about there. Yeah, it's definitely a robust grid tonight, I think. Oh, and Martha, you're moving too. My goodness, so many of you are moving. I think we're good then. think he had a couple of requests, right? Mahogany obsidian, that's right. Okay, and then we will transition into the healing. So I know I had the mahogany obsidian out. Here we go. This is one that'll help a lot of you that were requesting, like, trusting yourself and encouraging yourself. This has to do with letting go of the concept of perfectionism, especially if we're like paralyzed by it. Like, no, it's not good enough. It has to be a little bit better before I launch it, a little bit better before I do it, a little bit better before I can tell everybody about this. The paralyzing perfectionism stuff. Also, if we internalize like not feeling good enough, or that we need to prove ourselves through our work or through what we do, this is a stone that reminds us that perfection and those other things, those are not really attainable goals. This helps us to start to feel more safe and secure in who we are, and helps us on a root chakra level start to redefine who we are and what our wants and needs are, so that we can act on those. Anytime that we've been feeling less than and we feel like we need to, oh, well, once I prove this, then I'll get that validation and I'll be okay. Usually the people who've made us feel that way are never going to approve of anything we do, no matter how awesome it is. So this is a stone that helps us kind of ground in a very different way. So we'll bring this in, and then we're going to, because we've got such a full grid, and because we're working at 9:04, if you haven't already, please go ahead and consider liking the stream. And while you're doing that, go ahead and pop in the chat and share anything that you're grateful for. That will help rise the energy that we are all celebrating in. It'll help empower the grid even more. I will explain what Reiki is to those of you who are new, and then we will go right into the energy healing. Thank you all so much for being here. So as I mentioned at the top of the stream, my name's Danielle Stimpson. I've been teaching Usui Reiki for about 14 years, and you can learn more about my online Reiki classes at learnreikiphiladelphia.com, or at the description. In the description below, there is a link there. You can also find information there about, excuse me, about community Discord, social media, and my crystal shop. Hang on one sec. I've been drinking nothing but hot tea all weekend because it's been so cold in here. So, Usui Reiki is named after this method's founder, Mikao Usui, in the early 1920s in Japan. And while Usui was versed in many different ways of working with energy and communicating with spirit, he was a Tendai Buddhist monk, so he practiced esoteric spiritualism and esoteric Buddhism. He studied with shamans, he studied Confucianism, Taoism. He also was very well versed in things like Shintoism as part of his culture. And if we want to talk about exactly what Reiki is and what is energy at the very core of it, I would say the very foundational concept of what energy is what we would see in Shintoism, the indigenous spirituality of Japan, which is, in Shintoism, everything has a soul, everything is interconnected, everyone is interconnected. And within this interconnectedness, there are forces at play, one of them being an energy that, or a force that helps support our greatest good. It's like a divinely guided soul energy, and that's roughly what Reiki translates to from Japanese. In this particular method, it makes it a little bit easier to connect with that force, although all of us have access to it and are connected to it and have that energy flowing through us all the time. As this energy flows through all of us, this practice helps to make it a little bit more tangible and a little bit more accessible, especially to folks who might not work with it all the time. So today, what I'll be doing is using Usui's methods or techniques to connect with that energy that we all already have access to. And I'm going to direct more of it to you to support your body, mind, and spirit as your body, mind, and spirit define as in your highest good. This energy is always working with your higher wisdom to support your wellness on all levels. And essentially by sending it more, your body will be able to recalibrate in the best possible way and help support your healing in whatever it needs to be for this day. Go ahead and set any intentions you might have for your healing today, whether it's more mental, more emotional, more physical, more spiritual, or even just being open to what energy healing might be like. At any point in time, you can do that. You can, even halfway through the stream, just sort of take a moment, think about what you want the energy to support, and then just let it go to the universe. Just like we're mostly made of water and our body knows how to apply that water without any kind of conscious intervention, and we couldn't even really consciously shift that if we tried, very much the same with Reiki energy. Our body, mind, and spirit are going to say, oh, more of this? Awesome. And start to bring it through and help support you in all of those ways. And you may experience some physical changes, shifts, and sensations, some emotional shifts and sensations. You may have your subconscious and your mental habits and things kind of come up for examination, or your inner voice speak. You may also get some divine guidance in the form of intuition. You may get all of the above, a little bit of a few, and you may just have a really good nap. And honestly, that's fine too. The only thing you need to do is get as physically comfortable as you can in this moment. So sitting up, laying down, closing your eyes, keeping them open, all of that is up to you. You can move around and do anything that you like, but I generally suggest you just relax as best you can. If you'd like to take a few gentle stretches, journal, play some music, do some yoga, whatever feels right, you certainly can. But at the same time, you don't have to focus on anything. You don't have to keep your mind silent. And if you find yourself snoring, awesome. At the end of the 25-minute session, you'll hear my voice come back in. I'll invite you to take a few deep breaths, slowly come back to your body. And if you have any questions or anything that you want to share, you can go ahead and rejoin the chat at that time, and I'll be more than happy to answer all those questions and hold a space for you to share. I know that no matter where you are in the world, the energy will be connected to you because we're all interconnected. And additionally, that applies to when you are. So if you're watching this in the future, hello from the past. Also, if you ever want to watch an old stream to get healing when I'm not live, you always can. Essentially, because we're all interconnected, it doesn't matter when you're watching this. If you're open to receiving the energy, it'll be available to you. So I hope that you enjoy this energy. Know that Reiki is always there to support your highest good. It's always going to, it's sort of like can't hurt and will probably help is the best way I can describe it, like in a succinct way. But yeah, you don't have to do anything, focus on anything. You can just be exactly who you are, exactly how you are in this moment, and simply let the universe support you. Thank you so much for being here. I'm here live at least 5 times a week. Go ahead and check the regular days and times in the description. And around the holidays, especially Christmas and New Year's, I'll definitely be doing some pop-up streams here and there. Go ahead and subscribe with your notifications on, and you will know when I go live, so you can suck up all the good juju live anytime that you want to. So let's go ahead and dive back into the stream. I will know that I will turn the lights down, and you'll notice that the lights will shift gently and slowly through several different colors. Please know that they will not flash or strobe. And if you want to learn more about our musical creator, her information is listed in the bottom of the description below. She has her own beautiful YouTube channel for you to listen to throughout the day. So thanks again for being here, and I hope to see you again, and let's enjoy our session. Aw, all of the love in this chat is incredible. Thank you all so much. This is a really beautiful grid with lots going on, but it feels so good. Okay, cool. That is some amazing good energy. Thank you, everybody. So everybody go ahead. Have a nice adjustment into a nice comfortable spot. remember to move and adjust as you feel you need. I will start sending Reiki to all of you, and I will see you all in 25 minutes if you can manage to last that long. If you fall asleep, that's also fine. Thanks again for being here, and enjoy your session. invite you now to take a deep breath. Slowly start to come back to your body. Move your fingers and toes. If you'd like to just stay where you're at and enjoy, you can go right ahead. And if you have anything you'd like to ask or share, the chat is open. Thank you so much for being here. You're so welcome, Key. Good to see you. You're so welcome, Grace. Feel better. I hope you're doing well, and happy holidays. And thank you everyone for being here. Thank you, Heart. Oh, thank you, Martha. Oh, Heart, I believe things are on the way to you. Just wanted to put it out there to everyone that today is the last day for shipping in the US before the cutoff for the holidays. So if you're looking to get something before the holidays, there is a coupon code that is good till midnight tonight, and it is Give Joy, and you can find the crystals at learnreikiphiladelphia.com/shop. If you scroll all the way to the bottom, you can also see some discounts on gift certificates for one-on-one distance sessions and tarot readings if you're into giving gift certificates. So for those, you don't need a coupon code though. I did not have a chance to do the DIY just because of everything. They had to do some wiring work, and so unfortunately the power was a little bit wonky most of today and all of yesterday. So maybe I'll have time to do it this coming week though. If not, it's definitely something I want to teach everyone how to do at some point. Absolutely. Oh, Blue Sky, your younger cat joined. That's awesome. You're welcome, Chris. And you're welcome, future someone. Thank you, and same to you. And I'll definitely have some additional streams between Christmas and New Year. I've got one of the cats at my feet, and the other one is in another cozy spot. So good to see you all. Thank you for winding down this very, very charged weekend here in this building with some really good vibes. I appreciate it. Yeah, have a great week, everyone. I can't believe we're, like essentially a week from Christmas. That's so wild. Not that I'm doing anything, I'll be here. There will definitely be a stream on Christmas. And totally understand if you're too busy to come by. Do not feel bad in the slightest. Oh, I am? Oh, good. Good, good. Yeah, the goal is 1,000 subscribers. Then we get some enhanced community options here. Thank you. I'm so happy to have adopted the little monsters. Yeah, for anybody who, there's a few of you who haven't been in here in a little bit. I've officially adopted the cats. They're mine. So 2 out of 3 were foster fails. 1 I was able to get to their forever home, and 2 of them I am their forever home. So you'll be seeing them lots more. And thank you. Yes, if you could like the stream and subscribe, consider subscribing, especially with notifications on so you don't miss a chance to join us. I'd super appreciate it. Thanks for reminding me. I tend to forget all the good YouTuber stuff that I'm supposed to remember. Thank you, Martha. It's good to see you. I hope you have a good holiday. And yeah, it is good to have the heat back on. I'm down to wearing 2 pairs of socks. I had 4 on. This is kind of nice. I'm not wearing 3 shirts. I'm wearing just short sleeves. It's wild. When the heat's working, I can't even wear long sleeves because it gets too hot sometimes. And yeah, it's fantastically hot or really freezing. But I'm going to go ahead and wind things down. I'm going to go ahead and check on the cats and make myself some dinner. I know, right? It's so wild. I'm not complaining if I'm too warm. I can just, you know, it's just me in here. I can put on, I sleep in bike shorts. I'm not complaining, you know. But yeah, sleeping in a hat, a scarf, 4 pairs of socks, and still being cold, that was a bit much. That was not great. But again, I can deal with it. Korakar, I hope your mom and stepdad are doing well too, and thank you, Heart, for saying that too. Okay, so everyone, I hope you have a wonderful week ahead. I will be back on Tuesday at 10 a.m., Wednesday 4 p.m., Friday at 4 and 8 p.m., and there will definitely be some additional streams for the holiday, so keep posted for all of those. I'll definitely put them up ahead of time so you can check in, see what's posted. If you don't do notifications, that's totally fine. Hopefully you'll see that they're coming and be with us. Have a great evening. I hope you all sleep super well. I know I will. Take care, and I hope to see you again soon. So bye for now.